Otuekong, take it from the last question I asked him, the issue of vote buying. This is a developing trend in Nigerian politics. Maybe you could tell us, was that very in vogue in the time of SDP and RC?
No, it was not, because there was this united commitment that we needed to send the military away.
Okay, sir.
We needed to send the military away, so everybody was like, let's sacrifice. Let us see what we can do. And it has to do with our orientation too in politics. I was a student union leader with Director of Sports University of Calabar from 1983. I was in charge of registering all the youth groups and all that till now. So the truth is, when you go and convince somebody as to why the person needs to take over the reins of power, the usually goes with that conviction a plan of action. Okay? When Bombasi was in charge of Calabar municipality, he did some things which nobody will ever forget. Like, you go to the market, you see a child with oranges worth 100 naira. The child comes early, back from school early enough, and goes around selling oranges, total value 100 naira. The people from the local government run after him or her, beat her just to take maybe 30 naira or 20. So one day, Etubom as chairman abolished. He was next to God to those marketers, because you don't know how these coins pile up. So many children, as primary school is free of charge, kids still don't go to school because no food to eat to even go to school. You get to school, they say you must contribute for toilet paper or broom. They don't have that money. So we don't consider those things. And when the people, your electorate, they see you once in 4 years, they feel they should be able to extract and maximize their profit when they see you. So the token that you give to them is better than nothing. But I can tell you that if they know you, they trust you, you have no business giving them that cash on election day.
So, sir, can we say that the vote buying can actually swear one's vote?
It will swear, but the person, school, like somebody posted something celebrating somebody. So another person called him. I said, what kind of attitude? We saw you on Facebook celebrating with somebody who is a future aspirant. He said, school fees, there's no school fees. So it is like that, school fees. There's palpable hunger and want. And you can't, except you're not a realist. You must consider that. The thing is this: while the person who's never gone to solicit for support, who has never gone to solidarize with the people, might spend 1 million, you might spend 50,000. But to say you won't spend, I try to mobilize people to go and vote. Like Odok, somebody in Obubra said, from his village to where they were voting, 2,000 on bike to go and come back. So to convince a villager to go and vote, you need to give 2,000 per person. So 100 people, 20,000. If somebody doesn't support you, and then those elected into offices don't care. So what they do now, I think some people in INEC just keep on piling up voters' cards. People buy bulk voters' cards now. But for all these people here, some they lose their voters' card, they don't care. What have they gained from politics? What have they? Look at their road. Look at no water. Look at that. Because of that, you find out that the whole essence of taking over the reins of government and doing for the people what they cannot do for themselves. As far as you don't actualize this, they want to charge you up front. For me to come and queue, stand and read, please let me have some money for
All right, Chief. We heard Peterson mention the COVID-19 protocol being totally abandoned. I mean, Edo already has a case of 2,000 plus as of yesterday, 2,000 plus cases, and now this mass gathering will occur today, and there is no single COVID-19 protocol in sight.
Let me tell you why it's becoming very expensive, and it's even causing some health challenges. The ones you are supposed to wash on a daily basis, they get them 1 week, 2 weeks, nobody's washing anything. I have deliberately committed myself to only use the daily disposable ones, the medical ones, because I mean that's enough. You can't use it twice. But even then, you see people with the disposable one using 10, 20 times. It costs money. And INEC had announced gleefully that everything will be put in place.
Sanitizers and all of that.
See weddings now. People attend weddings and throwing money and embracing themselves and all. You can't make that stop an election. There will be a riot. All those people coming, you don't even know how far they've covered, what distance they've covered to locate a polling unit. Because that's why I'm saying this constitution review. If you look at our constitution, it says they shall review constituencies every 10 years. Every 10 years. That was in 1998 that we had that constitution. Next thing would have been 2008, 2018. Nobody has altered any constitution. Population keeps on growing. Where you now said, oh, after every 200,000 people, you give them another local government or constituency. 20, 30 years now, you've passed that mark. So we have a problem. And constitution is going to be reviewed. Everybody's at home. Nobody's doing anything. They expect you, if you are a representative, to do those things for them. In the same vein, I'm saying that if you take over government, if you are a representative of government, go and do what they don't want to do for themselves. You are to do, you are the leader, you must suffer for it, you must even die for them. And since our leaders don't want to die, nobody's there to push in the envelope, nobody's there to do anything for them. So people are getting frustrated every day, and that raises this thing of the reticence. Like Edo you are talking about, you're only talking about the city center and the urban area. What of the backwaters of the place? Well, like Shuaibu, the deputy governor, had relocated to that the upper part, the one, which area where they have a popular polytechnic?
Where they have these schools. The name is probably slips by.
Where Shomole comes from. Those are rural areas, and you're going to have a lot of issues. Some people may be voting along tribal, religious lines in those urban. All this Oredo or one. Okada and all those areas, they understand the issues. So we have problems, and it is, look, when we're doing student union politics, we believe that there could be a revolution, then one Nigeria. We went for Nan's election. In 1983, the man from the southwest came with a chartered plane given to him by Moshood Abiola. The man from the north was given a plane by NPN then. About 3 candidates came with plane in 1983, financed by politicians. And they told me clearly, if you say a revolution should take place in Nigeria, who will lead? If an Igbo man leads, there's no Hausa man that will support. If a Hausa man leads, there's no Yoruba man that will support. So it's waste of time. We should just manage ourselves and see how we can get around and try to develop our various areas. See, we have issues with politics, which if you don't understand, let me, even like what almost happened to the man who won this, a Nigerian who won the International Agri-Development Bank thing, told us clearly, how come we plant cocoa and then we export cocoa? Then Switzerland, maybe they do chocolate, all these countries. Price of chocolate will never fluctuate. The price of the raw material, cocoa, will fluctuate. We sell palm produce, palm oil and all that. There's no price of soap that they use palm, and all those products will never fluctuate. But our own primary product will always fluctuate, and they will never try to add value to us by bringing in those industries, so that if you're getting cocoa from Cross River State, maybe Central, you just process it and you now start exporting the chocolate and all that. They will never. Okay, so we have a problem.
So let me come in there, because another trend which is very disturbing in the Nigerian politics. In Imo State, when we had the governor from PDP winning, and it was being overturned by the courts, and the Huguzodima came in. Also in Bayelsa, David Leon won, and the court also upturned. I mean, on the eve of his inauguration, and Doye Diri went on. So we get to see the courts coming down to upturn the will of the people, quote unquote. And it's a new thing in politics, in the Nigerian democracy. So don't you think this is very disturbing in a nascent democracy?
No, it's not disturbing. If you go through the examples you have just mentioned, you find out. Let me tell you, very for if you are popular and I'm party chairman, I don't like you. You offer yourself, we look for an excuse and disqualify you. It's very embarrassing. If you had this provision of independent candidature, you will run and you will win. So you have a situation where, like in the APC camp in Bayelsa, they forced that deputy governorship candidate on David Leon. If you're going to win this primary, this is the person we are giving to you. Even though you can't blow ban if you have a wound in your mouth. They told these people and they insisted. So for Bayelsa, shouldn't gel. But I know Emeka very well. We were together here when I was governor. Emeka heard your horn, knew he did not score 1/3 and 2/3. I'm just telling you, you go to hassle, you do illegality, another person comes and then wins. So Emeka did not score the 1/3 of the votes in 2/3 of the local government areas. So he was declared. He was even sworn in. Then Hope too went and did his mago. Yes, it wasn't done properly. So where two wrongs are there, I refuse to take side because I'm PDP. I wanted Emeka to remain, but Emeka did not win. Like, you need, this party thing is good, but it helps to create unnecessary problems at times. So for us to get it right, electronic voting, introduce independent candidature, and as much as possible try to minimize pre-election impediments, and then it will flow. Because with electronic voting, some people will be voting from home, their home. See what has happened in NBA elections. They don't have issues. They vote from the comfort of their homes. In US government, people have started voting. Absentee ballots are coming in. We need to get it right. Let's not be afraid of it. There are some people that feel the moment you go to electronic, the lies will be revealed. Some people go and vote 5 million. You know what 5 million is? They say they voted 5 million in Lagos. Kano, 5 point something million. You know what that is? The whole of Cross River State going to vote at the same time within a period of 6 hours. These are bloody lies, we know. So why are we doing this to ourselves? So it now becomes a survival of the fittest. Who can trick us more? But it has to come to a stop at a point in time.
It has been quite a very interesting session, I must say, and very, very engaging too. Many thanks, Chief, for coming around on the program this morning. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.